understand these lines better than a scientist dedicated to save this planet from the silently emerging pandemic of antimicrobial resistance. Hello everyone, let's welcome Dr. G.K. Sivaraman, a principal scientist at ICR Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, to the Science Talk show presented by Times of Biotech. Hello sir, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So to begin with, I would like to ask the exciting events of your scientific career.
Yeah, it is a good question you asked, Sobin. I am working on disease resistance, and all as we know that disease means it is caused by the pathogens to an animal or the patients. There is a fight between this animal or the patients and between the pathogens. So what it is happen? Whoever is strong, that will win the race. So suppose the patient's immunity is very good, definitely it will kill the entire pathogens. Suppose the patient immune system is weak, so the microbes will overrule it. So ultimately it will lead to longer hospital admission and more expenditure and lead to death sometimes if it is the worst scenario. And now what's happening in COVID? So whoever is immune system is weak and that is they are in comorbid condition only, lot of people are suffered. So similar the case here, that was my work, I have done it. What I did, so I thought of it, so what's happening in the patients and what's happening in the pathogens. So I took this, my work in birds, that is chicken, wherein I want to see that all the facets of immune system. So what are the things that contribute for the development of immune system that will fight against the pathogens? Okay. So there are three different types of immune systems are there in our body. That is humoral immunity, cell-mediated immunity, and phagocytosis. Then what I did, I selected among the populations whoever is having the very strongest immunity. And then what for we are selecting, whether they are meant for particular purposes. So accordingly, I did in broiler chicken lines, wherein it was selected for the good body weight because we need more amount of meat. And then we need very good egg productions. So taken this, all the parameters, all the three facets of immune system, plus their economic trait, then combine into a one index. There are different type of selective breeding methods are there. Among this is the best method, that is selection index. What we are doing, we are combining all the facets of immune system as well as the important economic trait, and then the best one we are selecting. Then the selected ones are again we are keep on selecting and producing number 1 generation, 2 generation, 3 generation, 4 generation, 5 generation. After the 5th generation, and every generation we are again and again we are doing these evaluations. And after the 5th generation, definitely that is going to have a very high amount of these traits. Then we can declare that they are the one lions, broiler chicken lions. So same way, I selected that individual, let them have a very strong immunity and to fight against the pathogens. That was made very much interested in doing so. And second part, what I did, then in pathogens, what's happening in pathogens? Why it is causing disease to birds or the humans? Then I was started looking into the pathogens. My second part of the study was quite naturally the disease is caused by the pathogens because of the presence of pathogenic genes or virulent genes or toxin genes. Then okay, the pathogens are there, and then what's happening once the pathogen is there, then the patients are not responding to the treatment. So it's reflecting that these are resistant to antibiotics because it does not respond to any kind of antibiotics. Then what happens? Then I want to see it. What is the nature of these pathogens and where it is coming and what is the level of their resistance? We analyzed. That is phenotypically we can do it as recommended by the CLSI. That is, then we can see it whether actually that genetic determinants, that antibiotic resistant genes are present in that pathogen or not. Then we have seen it. Then that again still made me, of course, whatever we encounter these pathogens with the antibiotic resistant pattern and phenotypically as well as the genotypically, then again it made me to think we have to find out some solutions through the diagnostic and control measures. Because once such a pathogens are emerged, because it is causing disease and then it is not responding to any antibiotic, it means that so it is going to cause severe infection to the patients or the animals, as well as it will pollute the entire area where it is present. So then it made me to do it faster diagnostic and then we have to control it. So started working on this direction. Presently, I am handling two Indo-UK project to monitor the presence of AMR pathogens. That is total surveillance of AMR pathogens and then developing the user mapping. Then we want to develop the diagnostic because whatever the diagnostic as an existing are, it will take to identify the pathogens and their antibiotic resistant pattern at least 5 to 6 days. For example, in case of Salmonella infection, it is causing infection in all sectors, animals, humans, or fish, everywhere it will cause the infections. So what we did it, so we want to make this like platform test. Easily on the site we can identify it. And then why, what are the reason it is causing for the development of this antibiotic resistance? As and when it is it is free, it do not have. But as and when it is exposed to the presence of antibiotic residues, definitely it is acquiring the resistance. Means as country like our settings where all these pollutant like hospitals, domestic sewage, then industrial and pharma waste, everything is coming into that natural water body where the fishes are growing. So quite naturally, the antibiotic presence are existing there, and whatever the pathogens also coming into that one. So quite naturally, because of the presence of antibiotic residue, it is started developing the resistance against the antibiotics. And another uniqueness of this antibiotic resistant pathogen is that resistant determinant, that is genes, easily transfer from one bacteria to another bacteria. In case of this natural water body, not only the pathogens are coming into that one, it is already containing some natural microflora. So the presence of resistant determinant may easily transfer from one bacteria to another bacteria is also possible. So this area, disease resistant, made me interesting to work on it. Yeah. The similar patient works are going on across the globe. They developed, in case of chicken lines in Netherlands, they developed so many birds against a different kind of diseases. This is virus, avian influenza virus, salmonella, and amelia. Because there is no need of giving any vaccine. Because the farmers used to maintain lakhs of birds, and they have to, as like baby, what we are giving the vaccination schedule in dog as well as for the birds or chickens, we have to give the vaccine. In case of broiler, at least 5 vaccine we have to give. In case of egg laying chicken, we have to give 11 number of vaccines. So see the cost involved as well as the labor intensive.
Yeah. Right.
Ultimately, that also contribute to the development of AMR. So keeping in view of that, we have to select the host of the patients in such a way that they should be stronger in immunity and they can fight against the pathogens. By the way, we will develop a diagnostic that can be easily identified and the treatment can be initiated if necessary.
But then I have seen some people, they mix up with these two terms, antibiotics and antibiotic resistance. And I think that antibiotic is terrible. Like people are not understanding the difference between these two terms. So can you explain the difference between these two terms, like using antibiotic and how it is different from antibiotic resistance?
Yeah. Antibiotics is a type of antimicrobial substances that act against the bacteria. The term antibiotic, anti means we know opposing, bio means life, that is opposing life of microbes. That's why
Yes.
it's called antibiotic. In generally, any substances that used against the microbe is called antibiotics. But in the medical usage, the antibiotics are those produced naturally by the one organism and fighting against the another microorganism. Keeping in view of that, that fully synthetic non-antibiotic antibacterial also there, that is sulfonamides, antiseptics and all. But the goal is the same. It is whether it is naturally produced or we are synthetically made to kill or prevent the growth of microorganisms. Yeah, and antibacterials are include antiseptic drugs, antibacterial soaps, and chemical disinfectants also there. Whereas talking about the antibiotics are an important classes of antibacterials used more specifically in medicine for the treatment and control of bacterial infections, either to kill the pathogenic bacteria or to slow down the growth of the bacteria in the infected people or in animals. Antibiotics are most commonly prescribed by the doctor for the particular infections in order to save the life of the infected patients.
Okay.
This is about antibiotic. Antibiotic resistant means the overusing of the antibiotics in generally contributes towards the development of antibiotic resistance. And all as we know, Alexander Fleming has invented the penicillin in 1928. And by the by, within 2 years, he also told that there is a chances of developing resistance to this antibiotic if you are used injudiciously. Yeah. He warned that time itself. It was the first drug invented, and he warned it because once that we also used to adapt to different situations. Similarly, the bacteria also used to adapt as and when any kind of stress is there to develop or to protect it from that situations. The main reason is the injudicious use of antimicrobial and inadequate treatment of this. All the wastewaters are the important drivers of AMRs. Now, 7 lakh people are, because of the presence of antibiotic resistance, was predicted by 2050 about 10 million people are projected to die. And also the death due to this antibiotic resistance will be going to be more as compared to caused by both cancer as well as the road accident together. So now there are 7 lakh people are dying due to the infection caused by the AMR pathogens on every year. So in the year 2050, we are going to lose more than $100 trillion around the world because of antimicrobial resistance. Okay.
Yes, sir. I can understand. One thing is that this is going to be a really serious problem. It can, it will be even malignant than the cancer and AIDS and other diseases, which is considered as the serious problem. So, sir, what will be the prevention measures? What we can do actually to prevent this spread of this antibiotic resistance?
Yeah. So, further I want to tell it. That's why the healthy way of using antibiotics.
Yeah.
Because we all are failing in that one. So what I mean to say that take them exactly as your doctor prescribed the medicine for you.
Okay.
And take the medicine at the same time and every day without missing that single dose. And do not share your antibiotic with others. Most often we used to do it.
Right.
Do not save them for the later use. What we used to do it, suppose we have started using the antibiotic, once we are recovered, we feel comfortable, we will leave the antibiotic. Then subsequently, sometime when we feel fever, we will start to use the same medicines.
Same medicine.
Please don't do it. and do not take the antibiotic that are prescribed for someone else.
Okay.
And once you used it, whatever the leftover medicines are there, that should be properly disposed, or you can hand over to the nearest pharmacy also.
Okay.
This was I want to emphasize.
Okay, so
Yes.
there are very simple steps which you can take to actually prevent such a hurdle and such a big problem. Wow. Sir, but these are the things which people can do at their level. But is there any things like any action plans are being taken through the government to combat this kind of a problem?
Yeah, right. That's a good question you asked, Sobin. As per the globally, action on AMR plan has been started and jointly developed by the World Health Organization in coordination with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the World Organization for Animal Health, that is OIE, to address this issue and take seriously globally. As far as our national action plans are concerned, national policy for containment of AMR, that is antimicrobial resistance, in India was published in 2011.
Okay.
The health minister from the Southeast Asian region, including the Honorable Union Minister from India, are the signatory to the Jaipur Declaration on Antimicrobial Resistance in the year 2011. In May 2014, the World Health Assembly requested the development of a global action plan on AMR. So the global leaders, including the India, adopted a political declaration at the high-level meeting on 21st September 2016 at the 71st UN General Assembly, which calls for a collaborative global response to the treatment of AMR.
Okay.
Keeping in view of that, National Action Plan in India, they made 6 strategic priorities. One is awareness and understanding of AMR through education and giving proper training. Number 2 is that providing knowledge and evidence based on the surveillance of AMR and strengthening the existing laboratory across the countries. Third is the infection prevention and control across the healthcare system to address the healthcare infections, animal health, community, and environment. The fourth one is that optimize the use of antimicrobial agent in order to implement that antimicrobial stewardship program in human as well as animal and agriculture. Fifth one is innovation through research and development on development of new medicine or the invention of new medicine, diagnostic and vaccines. The sixth one is the collaborations at international, national and state action plan on AMR. Keeping in view of that, the national action plan suggested to the each state you make your own strategic implement plan to containment of antimicrobial resistance. So the state action plan was initiated from the different state. And Kerala is the first state to implement that Kerala Antimicrobial Resistance Strategy Action Plan, that is KARSAT, in October 2018. And then in July 2019, Madhya Pradesh State Action Plan for Containment of AMR was initiated. And the third one is in January 2020, Delhi has initiated State Action Plan to combat AMR in Delhi. So only the 3 states so far in India, they started implementing containment of AMR.
Okay, it's okay. At least something is better than the nothing. So I think it's a good initiative that people are started working against this issue. So what advice would you like to give to the ordinary people to prevent the spread of MR?
Actually, this AMR is not an individual action. It is a collaborative effort of all the stakeholders, healthcare providers, and animal health workers, pharma industry, and other industries, because other industries pollute and also contribute for the development of AMR. Then feed manufacturers, then other supplements like probiotics, all other supplement manufacturers, then research professionals, policy makers, as well as the general public need to fight the challenge of antimicrobial use as well as the antimicrobial resistance in One Health perspective, because we go to these pathogens are common for all human setting, animals, and environment. So all are across the sector. These pathogens are present, and whoever is come and contracted with this one, so chances of occurring these infections. So across the sector, One Health perspective, each and everyone act as a AMR champion for the containment of antimicrobial resistance in India.
Really good thoughts, sir. Everyone has to be a champion. Then only this actual problem, the biggest problem will be really faced, and we can get a better cure for it. Actually, we can prevent it. We don't even have to go for a cure.
Right.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving this valuable information about the antimicrobial, because there are many people who are not even aware about it, like what exactly antimicrobial resistance is. So now they will also know what is antimicrobial resistance, and they will also get to, since you have already discussed about the prevention measures and the collaborative actions, so now people will also know about how to combat it at that individual level. So this is going to be a really good information for them. Thank you so much for giving this information, and it was pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, Savin, for giving me opportunity to share our research findings. Thank you.
Thank you so much.